Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We're here with another Alliance War video, and this is going to be Alliance War Season 58, War number 12, the last war of this god-awful single fight season. And I have a couple fun fights today, a couple fights I've never done before, ones I was actually really excited to do, genuinely. And first up, we have Deathless She-Hulk for this Onslaught. And the reason Deathless She-Hulk is really good here is because, one, you're going to be constantly taunting the opponent and making them throw their special one, which is personally the way that I like to play against Onslaught. But also, the force charges actually work together really, really well with trauma. So the trauma that you're going to get on the opponent, it just has a really nice synergy with force charges, as they both increase the damage your opponent takes. So damage in this fight is not going to be an issue whatsoever, and I honestly really wish that I'd been using Deathless She-Hulk for this fight instead of Shocker all season, but you know what, it's going to be fine. The strat in this fight is going to be to go for a special 3 at the start of the fight. Here, I know that my special attack will remove the crush, but I also know that this might push him to a special 2, so I'm just going to get ready to block it. It did not, because I threw it right when he was at a special 1, and it gives just under a bar of power. But as long as we keep up with these SP1 counters, we get our force charges ramped, and we get our trauma ramped, we are not going to have an issue with damage in this fight. However, if you saw the title, our issue with this fight is going to be something else. It's going to be right there. An extra dex right before the special attack gets thrown. We are eating the entire special 1. We are taking a lot of neuroshock damage, but at this point, I cannot afford to just sit there and dash back, because as soon as my traumas fall off, basically all of my damage is gone. Like, my damage is going to be very, very bad comparatively. There, I had to throw a special 2 because I would not have pushed Onslaught to a special. And here, Onslaught's going to be annoying and just hold a special right until all my traumas expire. So I had 16. We're now down to 5 traumas just because, despite being taunted, he did not want to throw that special 1. I do not know why. I was tapping block to bait specials, and that still was not enough. And then there, I go for a light intercept, and then that light intercept does not land, so I try to dex my way out of it, and I accidentally hit a parry while doing a swipe back, which is something that happens sometimes. I obviously know that can happen, but it's just a really bad time for it to happen because I've just lost a bunch of health, and now my willpower healing is gone. We no longer have the healing from the free power stings, and then I eat another special, and I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm gonna die to Onslaught. There's no way. In the final war of the season, I'm not gonna throw it away and die here. So I do clutch up for the rest of the fight. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to die, but even when I'm like half ramped, not even ramped that much, you can really just see the crazy damage that Deathless She-Hulk does, because there you didn't really get to see it because he died before the special 2. But earlier in the fight, you were getting like 1,000,000 plus damage on a hit from the special 2, which is pretty cool. Alright, so now we'll go into my alt account, and we are going to be taking Node 3 Attuma with Warlock. This is actually a better matchup than I thought. I did not think this would go that well, and don't worry, I did apply the Wags pre-fight. I just cut off the part where I boosted for this war. I just didn't include it in the video. You can't tell here because I've not damaged him yet. This guy is not running willpower, just so you know, which means that I will not have a way of draining his power whenever he does not have a regen on. So we're just going to make it a big focus of this fight to just keep re-triggering the regen, because in an ideal world in a fight like this, Attuma does not throw a single special attack. So we are just going to build up our charges, go for heavy attacks. The reason we're going for heavy attacks is because I am trying to build to my special 2 the fastest I can while minimizing the hits I hit Attuma with. Wait, actually he might have willpower, because it looks like right there. Yeah, he does have willpower on. Okay. Just to be clear, it did not make a difference whatsoever in the fight. By the way, that was an 800k heavy crit. It did not make a difference whatsoever in the fight. However, I missed that. I missed that he was running it. I did choose to use willpower, excuse me. I did choose to use the recoil masteries here just to make this fight a little faster, because I knew obviously there's not really many sources for me to be taking damage. That was a million crit SP, a million crit heavy there, and then I think we're gonna finish it off with just one hit there, and that fight goes down in a minute and a half. So really, really easy fight, especially for only a rank 3 Warlock. That fight was just a lot easier than I anticipated going in, so I'm definitely very happy. And as you can tell, I did this like almost right after the war started. I got this plan out immediately. Like, I started planning right when war started. I got the plan out right away, and then I wanted to get my fights done, be done with this horrible, awful season. So I did. I got both of my accounts fights done right away, and then I enjoyed some time off. And we did lose this war. However, it does not matter, because we had Masters top 10 already locked. Masters top 10. We had Masters top 20 already locked in before this war. And also our opponents also had it locked in. Like, I think we were one spot behind them or one spot ahead of them, but neither of us could move out of the bracket. So neither of us had any chance at top 10, and neither of us could fall out of Masters. So we didn't try that hard. We still had a pretty respectable score. We still had, I think, 8 deaths, and they had 4 deaths. But really, they were just playing for the extra loyalty. So you know what? Congrats. You beat us in a meaningless war. Like, I want to be clear. I'm not diminishing their achievement. They did play very well, genuinely. And had we been trying, it would have been a very close war. But despite our not so great record of 5-7 this season, we do actually make Masters, which is really nice. This was my, I think, 22nd Masters placement, if I'm counting correctly. I have a notes app where I have the exact numbers on there. I'm just going off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure this is my 22nd Masters. But I did have 3 deaths this season. I had 1 on my main, and I had 2 on my alt account. I did lose 1 extra attack bonus from a timeout earlier in the season, so technically I lost 4 attack bonus for a attack bonus percentage of 236 out of 240 attack bonus achieved, which is a little over 98%. And my main attack bonus was 119 out of 120, which is 99%, and my alt was 117 out of 120, which is 98%. So that is going to be it. I'm not sure if I'm going to include the rewards from this season in this video. If so, I'm just going to insert it right here. Alright, we are back. I decided to include the rewards in this video. Now, I didn't actually record myself claiming the Masters rewards. All I recorded myself is making the rank up, my new rank 4 from the season, because this was the first rank 4 that we were able to get from the Radiance. So I was able to buy 1 catalyst on each account, specifically from the war rewards. And we're going to be making those rank ups right now. So I did decide for my main account to go for Photon. There were a couple reasons. One, my Photon was already naturally Sig 80. I'd gotten her 5 times. I had never actually used a 7-star signature stone on a science champion ever, because there hadn't been one that needed it. So I had a bunch extra saved. So I figured this is a champ with relatively high prestige. Obviously one of the best champions in the game, both offensively and defensively, so it just kind of made sense to do that. So I went for Photon. We are going to Sig her up afterwards as well, so I'll just show you that. But Photon does become my 4th rank 4 on my main, following Shocker, Killmonger, and Maestro. And yeah, I had 60 Sig Stones saved up, and we were able to get Photon to 140 from that, and then I used the rest of my generics to get her to 148, and she will be going to 200, getting all of my science stones until she gets there, and probably my generics too, because she's probably first priority for SIG level. And now we're going to switch over to my alt account. I was actually able to buy 2 catalysts on my alt account. I was able to do that on my main as well, but I just didn't record it. But anyways, here we chose to go with Prowler, and there's a few reasons. One is because I had already been investing SIG stones into him for a while. He is a champion I absolutely adore, and I also don't have him on my main. That's one of the big things. I like to have as little crossover between my rank 4s and rank 3s on my 2 accounts as I can, mostly because they're in the same BG and the same alliance, so having a bunch of the same rank 4s isn't really all that useful. And my Prowler here is already SIG 180, so I'm not going to give him those 3 stones in case I dupe him. I'm going to wait till I have all 20 and then just give them all to him at once. So that is going to be all. Nice to get a couple new rank 4s on my 2 accounts. And that is going to be all, like I said, for the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope that we never, ever, ever get this terrible, terrible, awful, boring, and stupid Alliance War format back ever, because it was really, 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 really dumb. And if you think I'm exaggerating, I'm not exaggerating. It was really that bad. It was terrible. And I hope you guys have a better day than I had doing this season. So yeah, everyone have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye.